Getting set for the second half from here at Upward Star Center, Spartanburg, South Carolina. It's Cary Christian out of Cary, North Carolina with a big lead over the Hurricanes. Kickoff goes deep and out of bounds. So Greenville will have good starting field position.
And a special thanks to Mark and Caitlin Cohee for those Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Let's give it up.
Dixon, that's about as tough of a first half as you can have.
No, you're absolutely correct. And the Hurricanes right now just need to get something together. Something really, anything is what they need right now. And obviously a touchdown is
that would be ideal.
That'd be ideal right now, and there's not really any other way that they can get themselves back into this game unless they get on the scoreboard right now on this drive. Obviously 40 points is a hefty comeback to make, but we'll see if they can get it done.
Will Davis on the reception. Brings up second down. Gain of 4 on the play.
Comebacks of this magnitude definitely seem impossible, but I've heard of teams that have done it, and it takes the entire team being of one mind and trying to get it done.
And we do apologize for those of y'all who were watching. The first video had issues with the software.
On the attempt.
So I had to switch over to a new broadcast, new link. But as long as you were on the channel and subscribed and had the notification bell on, you got the notification when we went live. Fast, rolling right, looking, throw, and they'll mark him out of bounds.
Looks like the pass, the ref signal for the pass, I believe, was caught out of bounds. So that'll go as an incomplete pass.
And brings up 4th down for the Hurricanes.
Looks like Fast, the quarterback for the Hurricanes, has been rolling almost every play, and I'm not sure if there's pressure that he's rolling away from or if that's just his tendency. Looks like we're going to get a flag here. Looks like a false start against the Hurricanes. Staying corrected, looks like offsides or encroachment by the defense. So first down for the Hurricanes.
First down for the Hurricanes after the penalty.
Now under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Fast, takes the snap, looking, makes 2 men miss. Keeper up the middle, and he'll slide just past the 50. It'll be a Greenville second down.
Pete Fast on the keeper for a gain of 7 on the play. Going to be second and
Fast trying to get Greenville up and going and try to give them a little bit of momentum. Trying to give them a spark, Dixon.
Yeah, that's really what they need right now. I mean,
more than ever.
Yeah, exactly. Not a whole lot has gone their way this game, and the quarterback is obviously the team leader. Wow, what an incredible catch on that play by 21, Brady Cook.
Big completion. A good shot in the arm for Greenville.
We'll see if they can capitalize.
Wow. One-handed haul. They'll move deep into Cary territory.
So we'll see if that was the spark right there the Hurricanes needed to maybe light a fire for this team. See what they do here on 1st and 10.
Fast takes the snap. Looking, fires deep, loads up, incomplete. Over the head of Davis.
2nd and 10.
That'll bring up a 2nd down. Well, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central, you're not going to want to miss it. It's Extreme Talk presented by Complete. We'll recap all the action from this weekend. Look forward to the games next weekend. Talk to some coaches. Talk some 8-man football. It's Extreme Talk presented by Complete. 2nd down for the Hurricanes. Fast. Give. Nothing doing. That was Green on the carry.
Lost on the play.
And carry with a big defensive stop there to force a 3rd down for the Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes coaching staff is not going to be happy about that play. It looked like the entire defensive line just ran right through the offensive line.
Third down Hurricanes. Fast takes the snap. Looking. He'll keep it. Correction. He'll give it to Green, and Green forced out of bounds.
McLeod Green on the reception. Brings up 4th down.
And it'll bring up a Hurricanes 4th down.
At this point in the game, I don't think they have any choice but to go for it.
No, not really.
Hurricanes will come out of the huddle with what looks like a 4th and 15, 4th and 16.
Fast takes the snap, rolling right, fires, intercepted. No, completed rather. Completed to Davis. And a great throw from Fast will move the chains. No, will not move the chains. Not enough. Great completion, but not enough. Knights will take over with 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Up 40-0. Elliott with the carry on the left-hand side, and he'll get forced out of bounds. Bring up a carry, 2nd down. As soon as the clock hits zeros, don't go anywhere. We'll have the Fairlife Core Power Protein post-game report. We'll talk to, presumably, you would think, Dixon, Coach Elliott, the winning coach. You would think at this point in the game, unless an act of God happens. But we'll talk to Coach Elliott, and he'll pick a player of the game. We'll talk to him as well. That's the Fairlife Core Power Protein post-game report. Carey sets up shop in their own end. Wisniewski is in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, give to Elliott on the left-hand side on the jet sweep. He'll get brought down at the 34.
5 minutes to go here in this 3rd quarter of play.
Brings up 3rd down for the Knights.
Time for a comeback is rapidly slipping out of the hands of the Hurricanes.
And Dixon, despite the mistakes from Greenville, you can't say enough about the performance of the Knights quarterback, Wisniewski. He's slung the ball around the yard tonight. He's ran the ball when he needed to, punched the ball in for a couple touchdowns, and he's only a junior.
No, you're completely right. And like I said earlier in the broadcast, being a dual-threat quarterback, coaches love that. And speaking of which.
And there he goes.
Yeah.
There he goes. Shows his speed and then shows his power. It takes 2 Hurricanes to bring him down. And he's holding his arm. Might take him a second to get up, and he's back up on his feet.
But it is a 1st down for the Knights.
was a tough hit at the end of the play. Right there. Might have come down in the arm just a little hard. But now under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
I'd be willing to bet that, when we interview the coach after this game, that quarterback might be getting the Player of the Game award. I mean, he has displayed athleticism and a great arm talent, and leading his team down the field time and time again, and just being able to create plays on the run and with his feet and with his arm. That is all you can ask for in a quarterback, and he has exemplified that.
Wisniewski, ball's on the ground. It was a bad pitch. And let's see who comes up with it.
Ball was loose. Let's see who's got the football. And the
Greenville's got it. Hurricanes able to fall on the ball.
It is 1st and 10 for the Greenville Hurricanes.
And the first turnover of the night for Carey. But still Dixon, too little too late.
You're right. I think at this point, we've got a running clock. I'm not sure what exactly the rule is here in South Carolina for.
I know in Tennessee it's 35. I believe Alabama's 35 as well.
Okay, so it might be 35 here in South Carolina as well, but running clock down 40. With the way the Hurricanes have been playing, I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not. But
pass incomplete. Second down.
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. All right, you're speaking your mind. Pass is incomplete for the Hurricanes. It'll bring up a second down. Ball will be spotted right at the 50. Beautiful facility here in Spartanburg, South Carolina, the Upward Star Center. Fast takes the snap, fires. Pass is complete to Davis. Davis will not go down, and it takes 3 Knights to bring him down around the 45-yard line. Correction, around the 44-yard line to bring up a Hurricanes third down. But no, beautiful facility here in Spartanburg. Great spot for home games. Of course, the only game in college football that matters happened Thursday night. Flag flies from the side. Got to give my man a hard time. So of course, this is Dixon. This is your first time on a broadcast. And first time on 8-man, 8-man extreme broadcast. I mentioned you were a former quarterback for Greenville.
Yes.
Playing college ball now at Furman.
Yes.
Does that make Furman your one and only college interest?
For right now, it does, and that's one thing that.
That's a good answer.
That's one thing that. I was born and raised a Clemson fan.
Okay, that's what I was getting to.
Okay,
What did you grow up
Gotcha.
a fan of? Who did you grow up a fan of?
No, so I was a Clemson fan, born and raised. Both of my grandfathers went to Clemson. We had a lot of family from my dad's side that went to Clemson. So, born and raised a Tiger. But it's also kind of cool because playing for Furman, we're traveling to Clemson next week, so we get to go play.
There you go.
Which is an experience that I've always dreamed of. Never dreamed that I'd be playing on the other team, but still an amazing experience nonetheless, and I am super excited for that.
Deep pass intended for Davis, and that will presumably do it for the third quarter. Carey Christian has made the trip down from North Carolina. Well, no, they'll stop the clock. Nope. Keep the clock running. They've made the trip down. Sitting at 1-0. Greenville sitting at 1-0. And the Knights will move to 2-0. Pending what happens here in the fourth quarter. We'll find out what happens in the fourth quarter. Coming up, we'll step aside. This is the Goolesby and Young Extreme Game of the Week right here on 8-Man Extreme. And it's brought to you by Jason Goolesby and J.D. Young of Blackwell Realty. They bring knowledge, passion, excellence, and experience to the table when it comes to real estate. And with millions in sales this year already, the two would love the opportunity to put their skills to work for all of Middle Tennessee. Yes, you can buy, yes, you can sell, and yes, they can help. You can reach Jason Goolesby at 615-784-8687 and JD Young at 615-486-1121. We're also presented by Complete Wealth Management and Complete Real Estate, your one-stop shop for financial coaching and asset management. Fairlife Core Power Protein, work hard, recover harder. Brent Atkinson with Wycard Realtors, the Realty Group, and by Sutton Pools. Fiberglass pools done right. You can reach Brian Sutton at 931-624-4027. Start of the fourth quarter here at Upward Star Center, Spartanburg, South Carolina. Of course, I mentioned earlier, when the clock hits zeros, don't go anywhere. We'll have the Fairlife Core Power Protein post-game report. We'll talk to the winning coach, which at this point looks like it will be Coach Elliott from Cary Christian. He'll pick a player of the game, presumably. You would think Dixon, maybe Wisniewski.
I would agree
Quarterback.
with that. I would agree with that. I think that it has been a complete game by him. Obviously, throwing the ball, running the ball, which we've talked about, just so proficient in both. And I think that Coach Elliott is definitely going to see that. And I guess the only other player that you might give it to would be number 5. Can't remember his last name, but he's had a good game too. I think it was Caesars, I believe.
Cesars.
Okay.
Didn't get pronunciation. Apologize for butchering the name. Really do. So that's the Fairlife Core Power Protein post-game report. And then tomorrow, right here on our YouTube channel, you won't want to miss it, Extreme Talk, presented by Complete. We'll recap the games from this past weekend, preview the games coming up next weekend. We'll talk to the coaches. Might talk to some coaches. We'll talk a little 8-man football. It's Extreme Talk, presented by Complete. A lot of good games happening around the area last night. By area, I mean the South. And I don't have all of the Georgia scores off the top of my head, but running through a few. Of course, earlier on today, Cornerstone Spartans taking the 74-28 loss to Crossover Prep up in Missouri. A couple close games last night. Jacksonville Christian went into their game against Cornerstone Rainsville, both 2-0. Thunder come away with the win, 44-40. It was a really good game. Cornerstone Rainsville actually led at the half, and the Thunder had to come back. Russell Christian 36, North River Christian 19. And those are really the two closest games between Tennessee, Alabama, and South Carolina. And, of course, we'll have the rest of the scores from North Carolina, Georgia, maybe some Florida, some Mississippi. We'll have those tomorrow on Extreme Talk, presented by Complete.
Speaking of scores around the country, for those of you who are watching college football tonight, obviously Alabama up over Utah State right now, 41-0 at halftime, so very similar to this game.
It's the Georgia-Oregon score.
The Georgia-Oregon score. Georgia absolutely put it to Oregon today. Oregon ranked number 11, Georgia ranked number 3. 49-3, absolutely blew the Ducks out today. I have a lot of friends who are happy about that one.
Well, for those of y'all in other areas of the country, whether you're in the Midwest, like Missouri, something like that. Meanwhile, Elliott is into the end zone. Knights add to their lead. A good hard run there by Elliott. On the pitch, started left, came back inside. Nothing but grass in front of him.
Excellent running and blocking there by Cary Christian and just giving him a gap to fit through, and then all the grass in front of him. took advantage, just ran it right down the throat of the Hurricanes.
Well, for those of y'all that you saw how the season went last year, of course you saw the Hurricanes win their conference championship last year. We had the broadcast and a good solid win for them. No longer with that conference, and of course they lost a whole lot of guys. You thought maybe they could reload. Wisniewski, meanwhile, with the pass to Elliott, 2-point conversion is good. But you saw them coming into this season, and then the win last week against Anderson in 11-man actually. It was a big, big win for them coming into tonight. Big matchup between the Hurricanes and then Cary Christian out of Cary, North Carolina, just west of Raleigh. North Carolina, a couple divisions of 8-man football. We've got the Big 8 and the Colonial Carolina. Of course, Cary Christian in the Big 8 division of that. Won that division's championship last year. And absolutely making a statement tonight to, I wouldn't say just the South, I'd say the whole country. Cary has come out and put on a performance.
Absolutely, and up 48-0 in the fourth quarter, scoring at will almost. I could probably count on my hand the number of drives that they have not scored, but it seems like everyone they have scored, and the Hurricanes are feeling that, and the Hurricanes just have not been able to get anything together this game, and just incomplete passes left and right. Blocking hasn't been there. Defensively struggling. And this is a defense that last year was one of probably the top defenses in the South statistically, led by
Kickoff returning by Carson. I'm gonna interrupt you here for a second. Good hard run there by Jake Carson, the junior. Correction.
First and 10 for the Hurricanes.
Carson, good return. It'll bring up a 1st and 10 for the Hurricanes. I'm sorry, you were.
No,
you're saying.
Good. No, you're good. But no, I was just gonna say, I think this team this year for the Hurricanes, definitely, like you said, has lost a lot of players, a lot of leaders on the team. Offensively, receiver-wise, I think we lost 3 receivers that all started last year. It's a very young team. It's a young team that doesn't have a lot of experience, but I think the coaches are working week in and week out trying to prep them for the next team they're going to face.
Fast has to just throw it away. No. Completion to Leidy. Regardless, it'll be a Hurricane 2nd down. Now under 8 minutes to go in the ball game.
So the Hurricanes at this point just driving to try to get the scoreboard or the goose egg off the scoreboard.
Fast loads up. Pass is incomplete. Looks like Weisbeck and the defender just got their feet tied up. Bring up a 3rd down.
Weisbecker is typically in the backfield out at receiver for that play. The Hurricanes at this point just driving to get the goose egg off the scoreboard. Really just a drive for pride at this point.
That really is the goal right now.
So I can tell you from experience. Oh, here we go. We got a flag. Flag after what looks like about a 10-yard gain for the Hurricanes.
And the pass was completed to Foster, and like you said, flag, and we'll get the call.
Five-yard face mask on the defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Looks like a face mask on the defense that'll give the Hurricanes 5 more yards.
Fast, looking. Pass incomplete. Dixon, you got to wonder early on in the game, of course, it was Jason Quillen getting the work at quarterback, of course, the senior. But it seems like Pete Fast has come in, and he hasn't been able to score, but he's moved the ball around.
I think one of the things for the Hurricanes quarterbacks right now, honestly, I think would be the word inconsistency. I think that for about every pass that Fast has completed, I think there's been one incompletion, and I think a lot of that can be accredited to the receivers, but maybe also to the quarterback a little bit. But right there is a completion for about 8 yards, it looks like.
Pass completed to Josh Foster, the junior. It'll move the ball across the 50 down to about the 4th and 6. It'll be 3rd and about 4 yards to go. Fast standing at midfield. Takes the snap, looking, fires deep, incomplete. Missed his man, clock coming up on 5 minutes to go in the game. Greenville looking at a 4th and 4. Fast. Up, got him with the hard count. Flags will fly, and they'll get 5.
In a first down.
So encroachment called on the defense to give the Hurricanes 5 yards and the first down. And you'll notice on the left-hand side of the formation, it's not shown on the camera right now, but Quillen is actually in at wide receiver on this far left side. Fast, looking, fires, and pass is intercepted. Nope. Yep, pass will be intercepted.
We've got a flag on the play.
Pass is intercepted, but there is a flag on the play.
We'll get the call.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
So we have a holding call on the Hurricanes.
Okay. Correction.
There you go, Dixon. We'll get the correction.
I don't think Carey's going to be too excited if the Hurricanes keep the ball after that one.
No, not at all.
Holding. Offense. That penalty's declined. The results of the play was an interception. First down, White.
So Carey with the interception deep in their own end. Holding call is declined, and the Knights will take over. Just under 4.5 minutes to go. Not sure why the clock is stopped. Speaking of the clock being stopped, it'll be stopped when there's zeros. And when that happens, don't go anywhere. We'll have the Fairlife Core Power Protein post-game report. We'll talk to Coach Elliott from Cary Christian. He'll pick a player of the game. We'll talk to him as well. That'll be the Fairlife Core Power Protein post-game report. And then tomorrow, right here on our YouTube channel, you won't want to miss Extreme Talk presented by Complete. We'll recap all the action from this past weekend, preview the games coming up next weekend, talk to some coaches. We'll talk some 8-man football. It's Extreme Talk presented by Complete. Wisniewski still in the game, in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, give to Elliott. Elliott up the middle, makes a couple men miss, started right, and he'll get brought down. Clock now under 4 minutes to go. Well, Dixon, it almost seems like Cary Christian has come down to South Carolina, and a lot of people weren't familiar with North Carolina 8-man football. They've kind of made a statement here.
Absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. That is certainly not the case anymore. I think that after tonight, after absolutely just ravaging the Hurricanes tonight, the Knights of Cary Christian have definitely earned respect, and I think that people will be more aware of, you know, the 8-man football in North Carolina.
Wisniewski with the keeper. He'll head right and get brought down. And a flag comes in on the tackle. Does Cary Christian have a 4-hour drive home? Yes. Is it a 2-0 4-hour drive home? Also yes. Makes the road trips a little bit easier. Makes it a little more worth it.
Absolutely, and what makes it even more worth it is that goose egg for the Hurricanes. Absolute complete game they've played tonight on all three
Personal
phases
foul,
of the ball.
face mask, defense. Results in a first down.
Excuse me, Mr. Ref. As I was
How
saying,
dare you interrupt the official?
all three phases of the game, offense, defense, special teams, they have been dominant. And the scoreboard clearly shows that. So I'm sure they will definitely be enjoying their drive home tonight.
Look at Cary Christian, of course. Next week, they are off. And then on the 16th, big conference game on the road against Arundel Parrott Academy. And the stretch for them does not get any easier throughout the rest of September. For the Greenville Hurricanes, next week they will be on the road in North Georgia, playing an 11-man game. They'll be taking on the Georgia Force, a very, very well-known team in the ranks of homeschool 11-man football. So a big challenge coming up for the Hurricanes next week. Cary Christian with 14 points allowed against Charleston Collegiate last week. Also a game played in South Carolina. Cary Christian traveling a little bit here to kick the season off. But hey, the travel doesn't matter when you're coming home with the dub.
Absolutely.
And it's a big old dub. You have to try to fold it and squeeze it onto the bus. Just over a minute to go here in the ball game. Knights in a punt formation. They'll kick the ball. A nice punt. It'll bounce at the 35. And it'll be returned. Still on his feet. They'll finally just whistle him down. On the return, that was number 23, Carson. Under a minute. Hurricanes will have to run a play. And then that'll do it. Like I said, we'll momentarily step aside as soon as the clock hits zeros. And then we'll be back with the Fairlife Core Power Protein post-game report.
We were certainly not expecting this result from this game tonight. But I think Cary Christian definitely surprised all of us.
Fast with one last deep throw.
Another
It's intercepted by Cary's number 14, Ronaldo. And that'll do it. Knights move to 2-0. Hurricanes, big loss, first home game of the year. The Knights have traveled 4 hours to South Carolina and made a statement. Your final score, Knights 48, Hurricanes nothing. We'll step aside for the Fairlife Core Power post-game report. This is the Goolesby and Young Extreme Game of the Week right here on 8-Man Extreme. All right, James Shannon with 8-Man Extreme here with Coach Josh Elliott. And, Coach, I feel like for a long time, those folks that were familiar with North Carolina 8-Man kind of underestimated you guys. For those that weren't familiar, they just underestimated North Carolina 8-Man football. Now you've come to South Carolina, and you mercy ruled them in the first half. What kind of statement does that make about how tough you guys and your competition are in terms of just overall the landscape of 8-Man?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got a good conference, and it's a top-heavy conference, but it's a very competitive conference, a very physical conference. We know we have to play a very physical brand of football. Even though we spread it out and we like to run and we like to throw, we still have to be physical at the line of scrimmage, and I think that's what we showed tonight. They played a great game, and, fortunately, we really brought it tonight.
How important was it early on to kind of, for lack of a better term, how important was it to punch them first and just smack them right in the mouth, get that little bit of a lead, and then that way you could kind of control the pace of the game?
Well, that's exactly what we talked about before the game. We just said we got to be physical. We've got to be the one that wins the line of scrimmage, at least, in that first series or two. And unfortunately, we fumble first ball, but he comes back and plays a heck of a game. But yeah, absolutely, we got to play physical. And with the conference we play in, we play a couple teams like John Paul Catholic. I mean, they got 45 guys. They got offensive lines 280 pounds across the line. We've got to figure out how to play that. We got a lot smaller kids, but yeah, it was a good physical night for us.
For anybody back in Cary, North Carolina, anybody from the school that's watching may watch this in the future, you have anything you want to say to them?
Hey,
that camera right there.
Hey guys, we love your support. We're so grateful for all you guys do to support Cary Christian football, and we're excited to defend our state title this year.
All right, let's introduce your player of the game.
All right.
Kind of a no-brainer, but who we got?
Player of the game, David Wisniewski, our quarterback, all-state linebacker. He's his first year playing quarterback, and you can tell he stepped right in, and man, he's got a pretty high ceiling, pretty special player.
All right, well, I appreciate it, Coach.
All right.
And David, let's get you in here, man. Back-to-back weeks, a little bit of a trip to get to your destinations,
Yes,
but a successful, mission trip, if you will.
Yep.
How much fun is that ride home? That 4-hour ride home back? Let me try that again. Take two. How much fun is that 4-hour drive home going to be with that big old dub just kind of going right behind you?
Oh, it's definitely a lot better than if we lost, obviously. 4 hours is a long drive.
Oh, yeah.
I told my guys multiple times I did not come all the way down here just to lose.
Exactly.
So, obviously, if we lost, then it'd be a pretty long ride. But with this dub, car ride will seem pretty fast, hopefully.
It seems like you're one of the leaders for the team. Is there anything you said to your guys throughout the weekend, other than you don't want to come down here and lose? Is there anything you said to your guys throughout the week, or maybe even going into tonight, to kind of get them going and get them in the same mindset that you were, so that you guys could kind of be on the same page?
Yes, sir, absolutely. Obviously, the other team has a lot more guys, and size-wise, they're a lot bigger. And I could definitely see that a lot of our guys were intimidated by that.
Yeah.
And I just let them know, hey, it doesn't matter by the size they are. It matters about the heart, matters about how gritty we are, and just got to pound it, take away their heart away, first play of the game, which we did early, which is exactly what I told them to do. So I'm definitely proud of my team and myself.
All right, well, part of being the Fairlife Core Power player of the game is we got 3 different flavors. We got a chocolate, and there's a strawberry banana in there, and there's a vanilla. So if you want to pick one of those flavors, we'll get you to try it.
Okay.
And then we'll also have a case of all 3 flavors for you to take home with you. You can share it with your guys. You can hoard it. Your call. He's going to share. There you go. And thankfully, you don't have any I say this every week. Thankfully, you don't have any teammates over here to peer pressure you into chugging it. Because typically that happens. So, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Post-workout, post-game, no matter what, it gets you taken care of. It gets you squared away. Well, you're going to have a whole bunch of them that you can drink tonight and a whole bunch that your guys can drink.
Yes,
so,
sir,
I appreciate you. David Wisniewski, your Core Power player of the game. Coach, appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Y'all
you
be safe
coming.
heading back.
All right, thank you. You too.
All right, well, that'll do it for tonight. Well, we're going to bring it down. Okay, a little loud there. Okay, so tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Time, you're not going to want to miss Extreme Talk, presented by Complete, right here on our YouTube channel. We'll recap all the games from this past weekend. We'll kind of preview all the games next weekend. We'll talk to some coaches, and we'll talk some 8-man football. That's going to be Extreme Talk, presented by Complete. And then next Friday, we are currently going to be in Antioch, Tennessee. It's going to be Grace Baptist at Lighthouse Christian. And the next Saturday, we will be in Little Rock, Arkansas. It'll be the Cornerstone Spartans taking on Southwest Christian. More details on those two games to come tomorrow on Extreme Talk. But for now, I'm James Shannon. For Dixon Massengill, for Mr. Massengill, thank you so much for catching the game tonight. Apologize about all the issues. We'll get them fixed. Thank you so much for tuning in.